Hi, welcome, and thanks for joining me. On this episode of Build Your Own, we're going to take a look at Discontinued Cars 2021 in the North American market. Before we do, however, I just want to remind you that if you find this video helpful, informative, or entertaining, please like, share, and subscribe to my channel. The 2020 model year will be the last for more than 30 vehicles, an overwhelming majority of them sedans, coupes, convertibles, and hatchbacks. If you're hoping to buy a new car that isn't some sort of crossover or SUV, your options are dwindling. Here's a list of 25 discontinued cars that won't be returning for 2021. Real quick, before we get started, I just want to remind you that I've done build and price reviews of many of these discontinued cars for 2021. I've put links in the description below. Make sure you watch a few of those videos after you watch this one and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any of my new content. Despite having some uncommon features and continuous improvements throughout its product life cycle, the 2020 Acura RLX isn't one of the strongest players in the segment. The TLX is a more affordable, better-looking sedan, and Acura barely sold 1,000 RLXs in 2019 compared to over 50,000 examples of the MDX SUV. Still, the RLX isn't a horrible car. Despite its aging tech and small trunk, the RLX has potent powertrains, including a V6 that's paired with 3 electric motors to produce 377 horsepower. The RLX is available with front or all-wheel drive. All-wheel drive steering comes standard. An excellent alternative to the RLX is the Genesis G80, a reliable midsize luxury sedan with a price tag lower than most rivals. Likely the most uncompromised and most demanding sports car available, it's hardly surprising the Alfa Romeo 4C never sold in significant numbers. In fact, the sales were hardly detectable. Alfa only found 145 buyers for the 4C Spider in 2019. Sales in 2020? How about only 99? The 2020 BMW i8 plug-in hybrid supercar has always looked and driven like an engineer's science project. After 6 years on the market, the wildly styled and even more wildly performing i8 Coupe and convertible are being axed after the 2020 model year. Powered by a combination of electric motors and a tiny 3-cylinder engine, the i8 produces 369 horsepower. While not a huge horsepower number by sports car standards, the i8's super light aluminum and carbon fiber construction mean the car is still lightning quick. The Bentley Mulsanne is going away. Bentley claims the new Porsche Panamera-based Flying Spur will take its place as the storied British automaker's flagship sedan. As lovely and impressive as that sedan is, it can't truly replace the hefty, high-budget opulence of Bentley's departing limousine. And get this, Bentley plans to replace the Mulsanne with an SUV. In just its second model year, the BMW M8 lineup has been seriously thinned out. Originally offered in standard or competition trim with coupe, convertible, and 4-door Grand Coupe body styles, the 2021 M8 can only be had as a non-competition Grand Coupe. They must not have sold as many as BMW had hoped. The Buick Regal has been a lot of things over the years. It's been a coupe, a sedan, a wagon, a performance car, and a badge-engineered twin of other General Motors products. In its current generation, it's available as a 4-door hatchback or an all-wheel drive wagon called the Tour X. The 2020 Buick Regal, Regal GS, and Regal Tour X will be the last cars to leave the lineup following last year's deletion of the Buick LaCrosse. It leaves the company with a family of 4 crossovers. Cadillac's largest sedan and its torque-rich, short-lived Blackwing twin-turbo V8 are dead for 2021, especially in platinum spec. The CT6's magnetic suspension, Super Cruise semi-autonomous tech, and 500 horsepower made for a compelling package. Evidently, it wasn't compelling enough to justify its near 6-figure price tag. The Sonic is, or rather was, the larger of Chevy's 2 subcompacts, and its departure means only the teeny tiny Spark is left, probably because it is the cheapest car for sale in America. In any event, the Sonic marked a massive improvement over its Aveo predecessor and represents a solid execution of an inexpensive subcompact. After 9 model years on the market, though, newer competitors forced Chevy to kill this capable compact. Like its crosstown rivals at Ford, Chevrolet has been aggressively pairing its car lineup in favor of popular and profitable SUVs. One of the Chevys meeting the chopping block is the 2020 Chevrolet Impala, which won't be returning for 2021. Despite its imminent demise, there's nothing horribly wrong with the Impala other than its declining sales. The 5-seat sedan has a spacious cabin with plenty of room for tall passengers in the back seat. Unlike some cars in the class, the Impala's trunk is spacious enough for everyone's luggage. Dodge kept the Grand Caravan around as a value proposition for minivan buyers, but the 2020 model was nearly the same as the first of the current generation Grand Caravans that rolled off the line in 2008. Dodge did little to keep the Caravan relevant over its 12-year lifespan. While many of the vehicles on this list are pretty good cars that just fell out of favor with shoppers, the 2020 Dodge Journey is something else. It's just not a very good car, and its cancellation is years past due. The only bright spot is its available Uconnect infotainment system. The US market will lose another convertible this year as Fiat pulls the handbrake on the 124 Spider production. Built in Japan alongside the Mazda MX-5 Miata, the 124 Spider packed a 160 horsepower single overhead cam engine versus the Miata's 155 horsepower dual overhead cam 2-liter engine. With 2020 as the final model year for the Honda Civic Coupe, the last of the two-door compacts bites the dust. Honda claims the Civic hatchback has taken its place as the sporty body style of the lineup, no doubt aided by the Civic Type R, and there is no longer sufficient demand for the coupe. Once a powerhouse in the sedan market, Ford sees its last one meet the end of its road in 2020. Production of the U.S. market 2020 Ford Fusion, 2020 Ford Fusion Hybrid, and 2020 Ford Fusion Plug-in Hybrid ended on July 31st, 2020. The Fusion is still available in Europe, where it's called the Mondeo. The Fusion joins the Fiesta, Focus, and Taurus on Ford's scrap heap. Evidently, there is only room for one Shelby Mustang in Ford showrooms, and that car is the supercharged 760 horsepower GT500. That means the naturally aspirated, manually shifted GT350 and GT350R are off to the big racetrack in the sky, and that's a shame. At least we're getting the 2021 Mustang Mach-1, not a direct replacement, but also nothing to shake a Tremec at. As far as small vehicles go, the Honda Fit was always amongst the most satisfying to drive, but this segment was always marginal in the US, and sales peaked in 2008, and they really tanked during 2020. Call the Jazz and many other markets, the car will continue in production for the rest of the world. Hyundai has debuted a stylish redesigned Elantra for 2021, but the lineup no longer includes the Elantra GT 4-door hatchback. It's the best hauler in the Elantra family, with 55.1 cubic feet of cargo space with the back seats folded and 24.9 cubic feet with them up. The Jaguar XE is a balanced, agile, undeniably handsome sports sedan that just couldn't quite keep up with the best from Germany. The back seat is too small, the ride too busy, and it's no surprise a limited production, near $200,000 track special edition couldn't transform the XE into a moneymaker. I don't think anyone will be upset to see the 2020 Fiat 500L go. The only sad part is that Fiat is now a one-vehicle automaker in the US, and its last remaining offering, the 500X, isn't much better. After just a couple of years in the US market, the Jaguar XF Sportbrake won't be returning for 2021. While the rest of the 2021 Jaguar XF lineup gets a refresh, the wagon has been cut from the US team. Ford introduced a heavily refreshed F-150 for 2021, and now the rally-inspired, dune-dominating Raptor is taking a sabbatical. That said, if the Raptor's exceptional sales figures are anything to go by, Ford will have a new one in no time. With the arrival of Kia's newest midsize sedan, the company has retired the Optima name in favor of the Kia K5 badge. It's the same name that's used on the car in its home market of South Korea. The 2020 Lexus GS is yet another victim of the industry's shift from sedans to SUVs. While it's a comfortable, capable, and classy ride, there just aren't enough customers to justify its existence. Lexus has axed the performance-oriented sedan from its 2020 lineup. You can switch the lights off in Lincoln's Car Design Center. The last model has left the building. After 2020, the Lincoln Motor Company will be a car-free SUV selling company. The 2020 Lincoln Continental was the final Lincoln car model to have its demise announced. Yes, Mercedes-Benz is working on a replacement, but the SL class as we know it is toast for 2021. The current SL successor will ride on a next-gen AMG GT chassis and employ a collection of hybridized powertrains. Well, there's a list of 25 discontinued cars that won't be returning for 2021. Whether you're thinking about vehicles that have freshly arrived in the marketplace or ones that have reached the sunset of their production cycles, my build and price reviews will help you find a model that meets your needs and budget. If you found this video helpful, informative, or entertaining, please like, share, and subscribe to my channel.